shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
The TFG Sport Compacts are coming to a screen near you. You can watch the Deada's tearing up Eldora Speedway on Friday, November 7th at 9 p.m. Only on Right Rear Racing TV on YouTube. 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
Welcome. It's kind of live here on a Saturday. Oh man, where am my weekend gone? On a Sunday morning here. Thank you for joining me for the Sstc Short Track Championship Series. We've got, let's see here. Actually, let me just pause this real quick here. We'll talk about what we got going on here. Normally, you know, I do the deal Wednesday live, but I've been dealing with some throat stuff, and well, I think I got something lined up there at the Baps Motor Speedway, so was keeping the cords fresh for that. And well, as far as I know, you know, maybe I'm pretty sure I get to be one of the micro guys next year. But they had their points day yesterday, so the guy decided against it. He didn't want any, I guess, you know, names or anything like that messed up. So I didn't get that shot yesterday like I would have liked, so maybe could have done it Wednesday. That's my apologies. But, you know, hey, brighter things, and hopefully it like I say, does come about next season. But we're here. We're here at the South Boston Speedway. This will be part 1 of 2. We've got, I believe we're at Weed Sport in the limited or in the pro late models next, the Weed Sport Speedway. And yes, we are, because I remember I was doing cameras there this morning. And well, we'll get ready here. Oh, Dave Brill gets a little slide where he's going into 1. This could be, like I say, I haven't looked into this. I haven't cheated ahead. I don't know where anybody finishes. This is one of those tracks that, be ready for some cautions here. In the beginning, I would assume it's going to be nasty on cold tires. Guys will be slipping and sliding. Especially, you know, if you try to get too bold. Overdrive that thing. Let's see. We got 71 sitting still. He ain't moving yet. Got Scott Tice. He's going to pull out on the racetrack. Let's see what Scott Tice is going to do here. This will be lap number 1. Obviously, you know, you expect to see that purple. Now it's taken by Dave. We'll really get a feel here as guys start coming around. This would be the first quick sector. Scott Tice. It'll be purple. What's it going to look like? A 15.296. Frank Barbary with a purple sector 1 there on the bottom. What can the 26 do? He's quick time now with a 15.20 for Frank. And let's see here. Best time. Yeah, this is, you guys know the deal. I wish I could do something different here with the, let's see here, actually. Ed pops in. Derek Clouch out here. Let's see. I'm afraid to do this on this side. I guess I could be the test dummy first because I don't want to, or wait, I actually did that wrong. You guys now are the test dummies. Okay, so there it goes. It's going to work after I do that update. I'm not too worried about my end. Your guys looks okay. Then you can see the times. Not think I'm some crazy idiot talking about nonsense. As Keith Kincaid, green, purple for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto P2 for Keith Kincaid. Is we'll see if it gives you guys an actual lap time when he comes around this final time. Keith Kincaid, green, slows down in sector 2. And that's not going to be enough for the pole of 15.21. Frank Barbary with a 15.20, your quick time. As Chris Reinhold comes across for the final time, he's P9. Joe Canella's out on the racetrack. Let's see what Joe's going to do out here. Joe in a new paint job from what I'm seeing here in that 11 for me. I've always seen him in that red 1K, but loud mouth on there on the front of that. I like that. Joe Canella's put it P9. Here's Brett McCoy, his first lap in the books, P3, and then you see he goes up, I think, slaps the wall going down the backstretch, so he won't be able to improve here. He knows that he just kind of coasts it, brings it around, but at the end of the day, Brett McCoy running P3. He's gonna be happy with that, I'd think. Now we'll change that to the gaps here. Try and change. Let's see here. We'll refresh you guys again. Then we'll do me here. Okay, yeah, that'll work with the times. Now you can see, give you their best laps again without it messing up. I mean, look at how close they are. I mean, this is pretty crazy. Now, this is, you go back, you watch these guys last season. I mean, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, he was your champion for a reason. I mean, it was quite the diverse lap times. But you can see they're really starting to kind of shrink up here. I mean, the whole field, 14 drivers within, half a second, 0.4 of a second, basically. So can't ask for much more than that. And I mean, if you're Barbary or Kincaid, that's maybe not what you want to hear, because now one mistake, that could do it for you. I mean, you could really find yourself way back here, Martin traffic. And, when you're short track racing, it is not easy to get that pass done. Now, please don't hate me. Normally I do the music, but I just realized I do not have Spotify open. And so there will be no none of the background music here for this one. I'll get it up for the dirt one. I will get it up for the dirt one here. I just went to click it, and I realized nothing was there to click. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look here. Starting lineup. Let's try to find lineup up here. 14 drivers made the call for this one. Let's take a look. Row 7 to the outside, the 88 of Dave Brill to the inside, the 21 of Blackjack, Quinn McLean. Row 6 to the outside, the double deuce of Sean McLean to the inside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinhold. Row 5 to the outside, the 31 of Derek Clouch to the inside, the 1 of Joe Canella's. Row 4 to the outside, the 68 of the boss man, Rob Cassidy to the inside, the 54 of Chris Farmer. Row 3 to the outside, the 37 of Tim Chapman to the inside, the 01 of Ed Papineau. Row 2 to the outside, the 24 of Scott Tice to the inside, the 36 of Brett McCoy. Row 1 for your 100-lap main event here at the South Boston Speedway to the outside, the 17 of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, Keith Kincaid, and starting on the pole, the 26 of Frank Barbary. Oh, spoiler alert. Well, I hate doing that, but whenever we watch these on replay, it gives us the accurate thing. And I told you it was 100 laps, but, well, shucks. Looks like we're going 102. We got a green-white checkered here coming at us. So let's see what happens here as they get set to battle through 1 and 2. As the pace car pulls off, the green flag's high. She's ready to fly. We got 100 laps to play in Virginia at the South Boston Speedway. Keith Kincaid with the jump right away on the outside. He takes the early lead. Meanwhile, Scott Tice on the outside of the 01 of Ed Papineau as we race side by side, but we got beating and banging here in the back. And oh, Rob was already sitting around here. That was the original beat and bang, and you know the drill by now. When I watch it on replay, it's not going to tell us when that caution flag comes out, so it'll be a lot of listening here. Just trying to hear the destruction, and you can see that's just a case of Rob. He sees the opening there, the 37, tries to get underneath of Tim Chapman and just couldn't do it. You know, the tire's just too cold, and there it's tough, not able to get on the brakes, comes back up the racetrack, and that's where we're going to start collecting other guys. And well, I almost hit that live button and got myself into trouble here. Doing these on replay, you know, it definitely has its advantages. But, man, when you're so used to clicking the live button, that will jump us to lap. Well, lap no lap will be the end of the race. As Keith Kincaid leads the way here. I would imagine, let's see, lights still on, but when the lights go off, since Rob in that 68 was able to stay ahead of Keith, he won't be a lap down. Should get the wave around. So not the end of the 68's adventure just yet here. Cassidy should be able to stay on this lead lap. Committed to this. Lights are still on here. Ooh, I just cheated and looked at Discord. I can see two people hanging out in there right now, so I'm not surprised by the one. You guys shouldn't be either, and really the other one. But, you know, we'll save it. We'll save it. You guys let the anticipation build a little bit. Here's there, the 68 gets to go around the pace car. Rob will tighten back up here. We'll watch him from up top. We'll see what kind of jump that outside line gets this time. Keith will drop that hammer earlier. Frank can take advantage of being on the outside. Great jump there for the 17. And Keith Kincaid going to continue to lead the way here at the South Boston Speedway. Side by side for second. No, they're not anymore. The 36 of Brett McCoy, he gets it done. They're still side by side there for fourth. The 24 is Scott Tice working on the bottom. And now Tim Chapman trying to work under the 54 there. Chris Farmer, that's for sixth. Tim couldn't do it here. Has to slot back in line. And all this going on behind the Flamin' Hot Cheeto in that 17. Derek Clouch driving that silver bullet machine there, that 31. He's got Blackjack behind him, but he just missed the bottom. And now the Rhino thinking about trying to get that horn in there. What can Chris Rhino do? Can he take the peak? Not just yet. Chris trying to reel him in here. Let's see. Can I go on the nose? Let's ride on board here with the 71. As you can see, single file all the way ahead. So if we do see anything, Chris is going to be the first one to see it here. Getting the run on the 21, center off there, gets there, lifts up the rear end, says, I'm going to take a peek. Oh, can't grab that throttle. The 21 still there, but he's going to continue to work. Chris Reinhold gets the run now off at 2. You see the 21 loses the rear end there, oversteps, but we've got a wreck in the back. The 88 of Dave Brill and Rob Cassidy. Did the caution flag fly? It did not. They continue to play here at the South Boston Speedway. Man, that is a tough break for those two in the back. Ed Papineau holding on to that final top 5 spot as he sees Scott Tice try to work under Frank Barbary here a little bit. Maybe clips that apron, almost gets sideways. You can put 2 left side tires down there, a couple times, but as they start to overheat, you're going to want to watch out as Tim Chapman bounces into the wall. There's a big one going down the backstretch. Couldn't tell what happened there right as it had clicked over. Yeah, we had kind of saw the 37 bounce up here, so maybe just gets a little loose center off. Let's see. I'll try to go up top. So yeah, just you can see it step a little loose there on him and almost gathered it, but got a shot in the back there. And then I think the 31 is just going to get clipped here. Oh. And sent back down the racetrack. And it's a tough break just to stack up. And, well, that can happen. You don't check up in time. And it's definitely easier said than done up here to say check up in time. It happens so quick. And see that 31, Keith doing the cool thing there. And, I'm not sure how many guys, even notice that while they're in the car, if they do care. But the leader kind of controls a lot of that. Whether he wants to trap you a lap down. I mean, in real life, maybe not so much. But that leader in iRacing, he can slowly blend up to that pace car and kind of make sure, he doesn't trap you a lap down. And it looked like that's what Keith's doing there. So pretty cool deal. Lights will stay on here, and I always forget here when I'm in this room. Let's do something. I can cheat really quick. We'll jump ahead a lap, and now the lights are off on the pace car. Let's see here. Where do we want to go for this one? Where do we want to go for this one? We'll go trackside for this one. We watch that pace car get ready to turn off here. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Gonna drop the hammer. We're back underway at the South Boston Speedway. Side-by-side battle for 4th here is Ed Papineau works under Scott Tice. Pappy got that 01 on the bottom here. Gets it done. Scott Tice thought about a little over-under. Tried to cut back underneath. Couldn't do it. Lost a lot of time. And now you see the battle behind between Sean McLean and the 54 of Chris Farmer. As the 88 of Brill goes around. And that will be a caution flag here. I assume I heard the guys kind of slow down there. Looked like he gets couldn't tell if he got loose. Here, the 68, you can see Rob just catches him there in the center of the corner, and I think, well, he's going to help the 88 get a little loose there. Little shot in that left rear, and the 88 going to go around. Not able, or maybe didn't want to pull it up the racetrack in front of those guys. Just decides to tow it, but the caution flag already out. We will go ahead. Use our neat, nifty little tool again here to get one back to green. Brett McCoy trying to realize that dream, get back out front here. Going to play around with the Flamin' Hot Cheeto a little bit. As we're a quarter of the way through. 25 laps complete this time by. We're on lap 26 at the South Boston Speedway. Oh, look at Barbary on the bottom. Ed Papineau trying to round up the horses on the outside here. Can he get them going? The 01 trying to sing a song here, but man, it is so thin coming off the corner. You can't pick up that throttle as early as you'd like, and Pappy gonna lose one. Now gonna lose two. Scott Tice underneath. The 24 gets it done, and Farmer trying to be the next one in line here. The 54. That black and green machine slides up, almost gets into the side of it. Here comes the Rhino in the 71. Chris Rhino, look at him there. I mean, you can see the Rhino there under the one. You really can't here. We're kind of zoomed out, but we'll get better ones later. But, man, he added the Rhino. I mean, he is feeding off of it here. That doesn't help him. I mean, can he use that horn? Does it make him a little stronger, a little tougher? Can he wheel that thing around? Who knows? We got plenty of time to play. McCoy just trying to keep in touch here, trying to stay in that same area code here as the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. It's been tough at different racetracks this season. McCoy knows that, so I mean, it's one of those, yeah, I want to stay with him now, but I got to make sure I am able to stay with him at the end, because if this thing, well, we know because it's lap 102, but he didn't know this. If it would stay green, you know, I got to make sure I've got tire. I've got to have the grip to go out here and play. And Frank Barbary right now holding on to that bottom podium step. Scott Tice tries to wheel that orange and white machine up into the podium here. It's been a little bit, I believe, since Tice got on the podium in the asphalt side of things. He may have when Keith was gone. But it's been a tough span here. I mean, the dirt has kind of been the playground for him, and there he oversteps. But he oversteps because we have a caution flag for the 21 of Quinn McLean. Didn't hear anyone go around there. That was a quieter accident, or I was just talking too loud. Let's see here. Contact between the 37 and the 21 here. And the 21 just slows down there in the center of the corner. The 37 gives him a shot there in the apex. And bump one more time there. And boy, there they get into it again. And the 22, I mean, both McLean's getting a piece of it here. And That's going to bring out the caution flag. Skip a couple of these laps again here. I just wanted to hop over to the Sstc page, make sure everything is running okay on the YouTube side. Normally I have that page up live, and well, you know, you heard me cry about it last week. This is the perfect car number. As the sounds don't make them sound like they are Indy cars. But I forgot this morning when I had to go. I had to make cameras because to delete all my files there a couple weeks ago. So these short track asphalt ones, they're going to throw me for a loop for a little bit. I do all the dirt pretty much right away. You guys know me. I'm a dirt guy. As the lights go off here, we'll get ready to go back. Lap 39. Pace car pulls down. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto drops the hammer. We're back underway. Brett McCoy caught sleeping there. Thought he was going to get the jump and try to run it in on the outside. Couldn't do it, though. But he, oh, man, picked up the throttle a little too early there through the center of 1 and 2. And now Tim, you can see, didn't want to be in the way of leaders here. Pulls to the inside, gets out of the way. But Brett McCoy makes his move. The 36 trying to pounce here. We got a battle for the lead, Virginia. Brett McCoy leads the way. Lap 41 here. It's Sobo as the caution flag wave. Looking like back here a little off the pace here. Yep, 22 definitely involved. The 68 of Rob Cassidy as well here. Let's go up top. So Rob coming up the racetrack, 22 says, not clear. And Rob probably thought he was clear there. I mean, that barely any nose got of that. You can see the 22 late to the brakes there, but he even was like, oh, man, I thought we were clear. And that's that's a stack up. That's a tough break. I mean, that 22 never locks up the brakes like that if he isn't shocked. I mean, there's no way. You know, I've watched enough of these. You can tell when somebody's maybe a little fed up with being blocked, you know, and they'll stick the nose. But that is not one of those. I mean, if you're going to have that kind of reaction where you're that quick to lock them up, it kind of put you in a little shock there. I'm sure Keith Kincaid a little shocked here at the moment. He comes up on lap traffic, sees him go to the inside, maybe caught a little off guard there, and all of a sudden sees a car inside battling for the lead here, and Brett McCoy will now be the one to set the pace here, and that's been so important on every restart we've seen. You just get that jump, you maintain the bottom, and we'll have to see if he can do it this time like the Flamin' Hot Cheeto had been. As the green flag waves, we are back underway. Lap 45 at the South Boston Speedway. Frank Barbary makes the move here for that bottom step of the podium, but here does come the Rhino, peeking in that horn, the 71 of 6 spots. Can he make it 7 here as he battles with the 24? Had to lock it up there. Tice really drove it in deep. Happy on the bottom here. Down on the apron. Trying to work around in that 01 machine. Using up every inch of asphalt. Here's that 01. Farmer on the outside. Pappy going to make him feel uncomfortable there. Slide up center of the corner. He gets the move made. Farmer tried to get back to him there in the center of the corner, but couldn't do it as we approach the halfway point. Brett McCoy leads the way here in South Boston. As we roll off the back of your leader here, let's see what a sight. I mean, single file there, Ed Pappy. Papineau, man, he made the move to the bottom. Is he going to try to work under the Rhino? Oh, gets a little loose off of 4 as we ride off the back of Chris Reinhold here. Papineau trying to make the run. Look at that. I mean, he is just willing that thing, absolutely cranking it down center off, trying to get that run as we're on lap 51. We're over halfway. All right, you know, now with the green, white, checkered, I keep calling my own bluff here. I guess technically we'll be halfway this time when this lap's completed, but in the original 100, we are at the halfway point. And Chris Reinhold continues to just, I mean, he is trying to hold off Papineau. You can see that low corner entry, just driving a little defensive, and that's going to be good and all here, but if Papineau can save that right front tire, not work it too much, cranking it down the racetrack, he may be in a good spot here in about 15 to 20 laps, but going to have to exercise some patience here. Scott Tice, can he make the move for third here? He takes a peek. Frank Barbary slides up the racetrack, opens up the bottom. They're side by side across the line. Yellow flag waves. Yellow flag waves. We saw the lights pop up there, and I'm going to be honest with you here. I don't see it. Let's see here. I'm going to rewind with Joe if I can see when the lights pop on the racetrack. Is it the 20? It wouldn't be the 22. He's just coming off pit road. Right? Yeah. I wonder if it's the contact there with Cassidy in the 21. That's all I can think of here. That's really all I saw here in the rewind. But he didn't get too sideways, but it may have been enough of a speed drop that iRacing said, no. No, maybe no. He gets plenty of sideways. Never mind. We didn't watch it the whole way. He gets plenty of sideways, and that is definitely caution flag worthy. As you can see, the lights click on there on the ambulance. That's the giveaway there for the caution flag. Oh, my apologies about those quick mutes here. This throat, it's starting to come back. But man, I don't know what it is. It is not a, well, going to the doctors. I seriously doubt it's anything life-threatening, but it is not, I haven't been dealing with sore throats like a strep throat or a normal sore throat. It's like wear and tear, man. I have esophagus problems. I get it from my mom, dealing with acid reflux pretty much my whole life, and I think it's kind of wore it down. So depending on what I eat now, it can mess up my throat for a little bit. It's just kind of, it's a little more painful than anything, and I think my body as a defense mechanism tries to coat it some of that phlegm that you get. Man, that is why I mute myself and got a cough. I've been getting a lot of that lately. So please don't rip on me too bad there if you hear me clicking muting the mic. I don't even know what it sounds like. I should actually go back and listen to that when I click the button. Hopefully it's not too annoying. The lights do go off this time. We'll get ready to go back and play here. Me being in Pennsylvania, I got to get down here to the South Boston Speedway. I believe it's only like a 2.5, 3 hour drive. Get my butt down here too. Little short track asphalt racing. Here is the green flag's high. She's ready to fly. Brett McCoy drops the hammer. We are back underway. Oh, Papineau on the bottom. We're going to have a wreck here. The 22 goes around. And I don't think the caution flag ever flew, but we're going to rewind here. We'll see if the caution flag does end up flying. But it's just kind of a stack up here. I wanted just everybody to see everything. So the 26. See, this is nice about doing this on replays, I guess. So the 26 there, you can see, he tries to get under Keith. Keith was going to come down, and the 26 there checks up, doesn't want to spin Keith. Pappy, then he checks up. He gets in the inside wall as well after getting contact. And the 88, he doesn't get the memo. He gets into the back of the 22. Let's continue this. No, yeah, the pace car didn't come back out, so they did get the caution. We just caught it right away. But there you go. You saw it. I mean, that's just Keith maybe didn't get the best restart. Tried to come down anything. Oh, and thank you for telling me that, Tyler. All right. It's got a mic button. Or a mute button on the side of this mic, and I can see whenever I click it, it's really small. It'll register a really small sound. I didn't know if it may not, even pop up over the iRacing desktop sounds. Let's see something. I like what Chris Reinhold did here. We'll fast forward. Can you go down there? May have that previous time. Let's get back ahead. I think Chris Reinhold, he may be in a good spot there if he had come down and gotten some tires. That's going to be a prime spot to be in. You get some tires. These guys will start to lean on each other. We know for a fact that it comes down to a green-white checkered. So it's could get interesting here. You got some fresh rubber on that thing, as we'll see. Can Brett McCoy hold off the flaming hot Cheeto? Great restart there for the 36, and Keith able to fall in line this time. As Scott Tyson, Frank Barbier battle for that final podium spot. It's going to be all 26 as Frank pulls across the 24, comes up the racetrack across the nose of the 54. And we are back under caution. Gloves are off, man. It is getting nasty here in South Boston. And if you're Chris Farmer, I mean, you've got your head in your hands here. Where you want me to go, he says. He is up there. He's painting the wall already. And then he gets shoved in there one more time. I mean, he was in the wall twice before the 24 even got there. And that is a tough break there if you're the 54. You're trying to keep this thing clean. Make sure you got something left. Now, it may have been destroyed here, being put in the outside wall. And these two guys out front, man, they want this thing obviously to go. They want to, you have your momentum. You want to keep racing. You don't want all these cautions. Nobody wants this. But, I mean, if you guys are fine, if you're not getting any damage out of these, and the guys behind you are beating the absolute socks off each other, I mean, you're putting themselves in pretty good shape here. Is Scott Tice is on pit road. I don't think he'll lose a lap here. We'll see. He's getting right sides. Nope. So, yeah, he won't lose a lap. He'll get back out there. We are down to 8 guys on the lead lap. So, not, leaders ain't going to cry for you here. You continue to have your mess ups. They'll take it. Should see the pace car pull off this time by. And Brett McCoy will drop the hammer one more time. Good restart. Can Barbary get under that 17? Oh, man, that was his chance here. He's going to be kicking himself for that one. Had the chance to make the move for P2. Keith left the gate open here, but now is able to slam it shut as we're on lap 70. Side-by-side battle for fourth. Ed Papineau on the outside. The Rhino almost made it 3 wide. The 71. Rolling the bottom here, but he had to play the waiting game. Now he's going to get Pappy. Smart move by the 71. You don't want to make anything too bold here too early. Side by side behind Scott Tice working under Quinn McLean here. Blackjack in the 21 trying to come back with a run. Can't do it here. Scott Tice taking advantage of those new right side tires here, looking to gain some more spots. The Rhino sees he's got some company on the outside. Papineau slaps it off the outside wall, coming off at 2. Chris Reinold continuing to try to work here as we go take a look at Frank Barbary running in third. All alone, Keith Kincaid. He's got the fishing pole out, man. He is reeled back into 36 here, but not going to be easy to get something done if you're Keith. You may have to use that chrome horn. I mean, McCoy comfortably rolling around that bottom as the Rhino makes a move. Chris Reinold side by side across the line, dives it into 1, takes the peak here. Scott Tice trying to wheel him on by. He says, come on, Rhino, we got to go. Tice, oh boy, almost cut her down there on the apron, made her 3 wide in that 24 machine. As the Rhino maybe got the memo here, he said, damn, I got to go. Gets the move done, and here comes Scott Tice. As the caution flag waves. Caution flag waves. Couldn't tell what happened there. Saw the 37 slow down on the front stretch. Oh, definitely what happened. So there is contact ahead. Let's see. So the 88, he has had a bullseye painted on that left rear here tonight, man. This has not been a nice night here for Brill. He gets a shot there from that 22 machine. And him and Cassidy make contact. You'll see Tim there. He locks it up, trying to miss. And, well, Joe Canellas is down there. He gets a shot of it. That most definitely will bring out a caution at the South Boston Speedway. Almost, most definitely did bring out a caution. That was pretty close to being pretty rough there. And love you, iRacing, but man, you know, you see how quick they'll do it. Yesterday got sideways on the outside up top. Sometimes just little inconsistencies make it tough for guys to make sure they're safe out there, but this probably is part of the reason we're going to end this with a green-white checkered. I imagine now they're going to be re-racked here. It could be all hell to pay these final 21 laps when we do get the green flag. McCoy drops the hammer. We're back underway. Barbary can't make the move inside that 17. And now the 71 of the Rhino. He comes down across the 54. Caution flag. And oh boy, another big one. Cautions breed cautions. That's what they say. And we're going to go up top here. Yeah, you can see the 71. I mean, I know he wants to fit it in there, but there's no way. You got a car underneath you. If I'm the 54, there's no way you lift out of that. You can't, because then the 24 goes around on the outside, but then, you find yourself involved in a huge pileup. It's just short track racing here, and then we pile into each other. Boy, oh boy, these guys continue to just lick their lips up front. Everything clean up here on these front three race cars. And looks like Frankie's used salvage yard there on the backstretch. Oh, we went a little too far. Sometimes you double click on your fancy mouse here. So we should have 16 lap shootout when we get the green flag. If the math is mathing here. Back up to the pace car. Let's see. Can Keith Kincaid make a run here of Brett McCoy, or is he running out of time? We've got 16 to go. Frank Barbary, he's got the nose there, but can't get the run off of 2. Keith going to be able to shut the door here and go back to work. But like I say, not a lot of time. 15 laps to go. He's got to try to get to the 36. And the caution flag going to wave one more time. Let's see here. So definitely not the 37. Involved in this. Is that the 22 on the inside? Yeah, it was. So let's see if we can figure out what happened here. Just picks up the throttle a little early, gets sideways, and solo spin there for the 22 machine. It's enough to bring back out a caution here at South Boston, and with that, we just continue to run out of time here. We'll only have 11 laps to go when we do indeed get the green flag. That is Keith's biggest enemy, man. He just doesn't have time. Time not in his corner here, and gonna have to be perfect. Gonna have to almost jump this thing as McCoy gets a great start again. Keith able to slam the door shut on the 26 here, but he needs this thing to stay green, which, spoiler alert, we know it doesn't. We know we get a green-white checkered here. Can Keith get there to make the move before it comes, or is he gonna have to wait? Scott Tice trying to make a move for third. Barbary overdrives there, center of the corner, floats up, coming off of 4 in the 24. You know he's got those new right side tires. Is it enough? Gets the run off of 2, gonna send it in deep into 3. Scott Tice trying to play nice here as he gets a little sideways. Keith Kincaid all over the back of your race leader in that 36 of Brett McCoy. Keith trying to turn up the flames here on that 36 machine. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto is right there. 7 laps to go, but we had contact for third, and I think we're continuing to race here. Rob Cassidy on the podium. Oh, now we get the caution flag. Frank Barbary as he rotates back around. I thought that was the 26 who went around. We'll have to rewind. So let's go up top here with the way that's kind of positioned. Won't get the best angle there. So Tice looks like, I mean, he almost nailed corner entry there. Going to be pretty quick here through the center. Just, yeah, I mean, he gets to him and just going to give him the shot. Going to send him around. And Tice, nothing he can do there. He can't yank it back up in front of the 66. He's got to kind of get on the binders here. So he loses that spot. And you see Frank Obviously, when he goes to turn around here, we'll get that caution flag with the leaders approaching. We'll see here. They should get the 1 to green, so we'll have green, white checkered here this time by. And this is what it's all about, man. Can Keith find a way to edge by the 36? Can the boss man, Rob Cassidy, get a podium here? So many cool storylines as the green flag waves. We are back underway. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto tried to go a little early. Brett caught him guessing. Big time move. Contact between the 24 and Rob Cassidy. Caution flag waves, and man, oh man, just like that, there may go the boss man's first chance at a podium here is the 24. He gets that good jump. You can see, you'll see what I see. Play it live, but it's nobody. That's the gamesmanship. We'll play it at full speed. So you'll see the 17. Pay attention to the 17 first. He'll jerk ahead of the 36. He'll try to go because Brett's been going early. 24 will then go. The boss man in the 68 gets caught sleeping a little bit, but we'll watch this. I want to rewind it just a little further. We'll watch it at full speed. 17 goes. See? Now 24 goes before the 68 because of that. He tries to insert himself down there, and if I'm the 68, you cannot give that up. You know, Rob did exactly what he needed to do. I know that's tough if you're the 24. You know, you want to make that move, but, you know, it's not Rob's fault that, you know, maybe the restart was a little off timing on that outside line, and you can't lose a spot because of it. You know, you're trying to fight for that first podium, and that's what's going to happen. And that's just part of the game here. And did they only have one attempt at a green-white checker? They may have only had one attempt at a green-white checkered because I am seeing it says unofficial results here. So we'll see. I'm curious. They may only have that one attempt, and yeah, I'm seeing there were fireworks going off there on the backstretch, and here goes the pace car. So that was your race. Going to end under caution flag. Brett McCoy gets it done. Keith Kincaid, P2, and Rob Cassidy able to hold on to what I believe, since I've been here, is the boss man's first podium here on the asphalt side of things. Great run there for Rob Cassidy. Let's see who I got. Oh, I would have loved if the boss man was here. I would have absolutely loved to talk to Rob. But Rob, sadly, is not here. Let's do something here really quick. Gonna cheat. Let's get back to a span of a lot of 15-second laps here. We had some in the center. And then, of course, there we go. Empty. Now. Try to get a word here. We got I think the only guy, and actually, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. I said we had two. Well, he's just coming to hang out. He didn't see that other guy make the podium. He had a good run, and I thought there for a little bit he honestly was going to be coming. He was involved in a caution flag later. Hopefully we're talking to him after the dirt side of things, but I realized, sorry, Keith, I'm on push to talk in Discord, so let me clip my steering wheel on here. How are we doing, brother? That was one of those ones. Well, I tried to highlight it as well as we could. You're trying to race smart. Clearly, you're running in first. You see the lap car kind of pull down to the inside. It kind of gets you off kilter a little bit. But sometimes, man, that's all it takes, one mistake. And, man, he was right there to pounce. I know it's not fun losing it that way, but talk to us about it.
Yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a heartbreak there. I thought for sure that the lap car was still going to stay on the track, and last minute decision to drop into the pits just opened the inside line for Brett, and there was just no way to defend that after moving high for the lap car. But I definitely think we had the car to win it. We were saving tires at the first of the race. Car felt good, and definitely had a lot more speed there at the end. But this track is just so hard to pass on, especially when you get out of rhythm with all those cautions.
Yeah, that's right where I was going, Keith, man. The cautions breed cautions thing. It looked like you're starting to catch him. I mean, I think there were like 15 laps to go. You're all over the deck lid of that 36, but man, that untimely caution. I know it's not, the funnest thing, but man, what are you thinking when that happens? How do you try to talk yourself down to be able to go back at it for one more run? Because, I mean, as well as I do, and sadly, I'm one of those guys, Keith. You're not, but it's easy to get frustrated in there and then, put yourself into a big mistake.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just remembering that we're racing for points, and my goal this season is to win that overall championship, the combined championship between dirt and asphalt. So the difference between a first and a second on asphalt's not going to hurt me that bad on the points. So just to race smart and keep all the fenders on the car.
Yeah, and I mean, you are that man right now, top of the charts, Keith. I know we got a little bit left of the season, but it's been a great start for you, man. Hopefully you enjoyed that much-needed vacation, got a little reset because, man, you look great out here on the racetrack. Great run, Keith. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Shaggy. Yeah, I want to thank my wife for, putting up with all this time that I'm investing in this. This season, I took over the admin role, so that's taken a lot more of my time up, as far as, putting out our different publicity and stuff like that to try to gain racers and keep everybody informed. But, I wouldn't have it any other way. Such a great group of guys, and just love racing with them every week.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Keith. Hopefully I'm talking to you after this weed sport.
All right, sounds good, Shaggy.
Keith Kincaid bringing home P2 here for the asphalt portion of your Sstc Short Track Championship Series. As I get it out, the drill. Stick around. We will be right back. We will be at the Weed Sports Speedway here on ShaggyTV.
I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important. But I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. he was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. It's like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates. And she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day. 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I've not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired a little over a year ago, I set forth, I was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. It's like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. Physically, I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it from the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life. It was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. and you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious, because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program, and it got transformed into Lo and Behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this, because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home. That's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited. My heart's pumping. My hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own Director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña.
Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza.
From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio.
From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy.
Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle.
And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jacksomek.
Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Hedwig,
Wow.
Missouri.
We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, that a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other, and it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Alrighty, we are back and ready to play at the Weed Sports Speedway here with some pro late models in the Sstc Short Track Championship Series here. Let's get the right one up. I'm good at doing that. Good at leaving the asphalt one up. Tried resetting this overlay a couple times here, and truthfully, I kind of damned us, I think. I'd accidentally went a little too far ahead into qualifying, so we're not going to get that white to go away. Here, they should be getting ready to advance. I had rewinded it pretty close to that time, so we'll see here. Let's see, I can change their times. That's all I can do right now with that tower. Let's see here. Fast forward on the side. Actually, go a little faster on the iRacing side. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we would have been waiting a little bit. I wasn't as close as I thought. See who pulls out on the racetrack first for qualifying. That will still work as normal. Should, I should say. Couple guys put out here. I'm going to give it to Russell Harold, I think. Yeah, he's ahead of Greg Parmalee. Not by much, but he is. And now, well, there we go. You're starting to get popular. You can hear how many dirt cars, or we have. You're over that iRacing sound limit that us broadcasters hate right now. And apparently, whenever we go feature racing, you'll get to hear what I've been complaining about. You heard that sound clip real quick. Get to hear some micro sprints out here. Let's see Russell Harold. What's the lap time look like? A 14.92 is Pat Boyce, the librarian. The librarian. I didn't even see Pat Boyce slip in here. What is he doing here? That Young Gun Creations 41 machine, the librarian. Can he find a little more time? He does. A 14.31 there for the 41 of Pat Boyce. Welcome to the party, Mr. Boyce. Let's find this man, Scott Tice, in the 24 machine. Let's see what Scotty does here. Come here, lap number one. That first lap, when you see him pull out, that's the way the entry is, doesn't count. The whole first lap is an out lap. So this is the actual first lap. Purple sector 1. Purple sector 2, Scotty Tice. Showing the boys what he can do here, that quick time. We'll see, it should reappear for us after he comes across because he's only getting better. Purple, yellow. What's it look like for Scott Tice? 14.06. Don't know why that's not popping up for you guys here. Try to refresh it. There's the Flamin' Hot Cheeto out there on the racetrack. Keith Kincaid. Coming to the opening lap here, the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Chris Reinhold parks at P7. He's the missing man on your grid there. As Keith Kincaid almost gets into the inside wall. Green, though. It's enough. No purples for the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, but he's overall smooth enough around the racetrack that Keith Kincaid takes the pole with a 13.991. Let's see here if I refresh that for you guys one more time. Now you can see that. 13.991. I said a 911, sorry. A great lap there for Keith, and just enough to steal it here. And I would imagine they dirt. You're not trying to advance qualifying. You're not really trying to do that. People running around doing things in their house real quick before they go. So go ahead. Let's bring up iRacing. Fast forward it this way. We'll get us into the heat races here. Should have 2 heat races, I would assume. I seriously doubt they grid up. Michael Lemanchik didn't put in a qualifying effort, but he was the 14th car, so it would probably be a 7-7 type deal, I would think. I would think correct. Rounding out the field, the double nickel of Ben Gunther, row 3 to the outside, the 68 of Rob Cassidy to the inside, the 54 of Chris Farmer. Row 2 to the outside, the 1 of Joe Canellas to the inside, the 88 of Dave Brill. Row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinold, and starting on the pole, the 17 of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, Keith Cave. There you go. There you get to see that Rhino on the 71 there. Got GeForce TV on there. That's basically Canadian flow. You know, I mean, my man, or I shouldn't say my man, but I'm actually teammates with his son. He doesn't do a whole lot of iRacing anymore. Because Connor's been running some crate sprints up there, but Adam Ross, a big part of GeForce TV, and, you know, Adam, if you want to move me to Canada, you know, I could always work with you. Me and Connor could room up, shack up. See what we got here is the pace truck pulls off. The green flag is high. She is ready to fly. Heat race number 1 is underway. Oh, the Rhino with a bad jump there through 1 and 2. You see falls back to 3rd, now has to get on the binders. The 88 shuts the door. The Rhino started 2nd. He's falling back to 4th. Keith Kincaid, see ya. See you later. We'll talk to you later, Keith. We're going to watch this battle for 2nd. He is absolutely gone in his own area code. I mean, he is just destroying everyone here. Joe Canellas trying to saw at that wheel here. Maybe make a run at the 88, go for P2. He's got 7 laps to do, and that's plenty of time here at the Weed Sports Speedway. Tightens up, though, a little bit on the center of the corner. You can see then he's got to steer it again coming off. You want that to be one smooth, fluid motion. Obviously, easier said than done. But, man, you know, when you're straightening out that wheel, when you're refighting it, you can see he's just constantly working it, one crank. Now you want to fight it, straighten it up. But then he's got to fight it one more time, and you just don't want to have to do that extra fight. It's not going to kill you. It is really not going to kill you, but man, oh man. Going to start to wear at you, and I see Turner commented out there, am I ready for the SRA? You know I am, but iRacing isn't with these damn sounds, so welcome back to the Indy 500 again today as Keith Kincaid, 3 laps to go, continues the lead here. Dave Brill holding on P2. Here comes Joe Canellas, though, in the 1K. He's got him reeled in. Can he make the move? 2 laps to go. Keith Kincaid's going to steal the show here for heat race number 1. But the battle for 2nd not over as Keith Kincaid rolls off of 4. The white flag waves, 1 lap to play. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto all by himself. In fact, he's catching lap traffic here as he rolls through 3 and 4 for the final time. Keith Kincaid brings home the checkered flag. Dave Brill going to bring home 2nd. Joe Canellas 3rd, and Chris Reinold, your top 4 with the Farmer coming home in 5th. Go ahead, take a look here at the starting grid for heat race number 2. Rounding out the field, Michael Lemanchik, row 3 to the outside, the 19 of Russell Harold to the inside, the 75 of the Mayor, Steve Bixler. Row 2 to the outside, the 42 of Gary Offit to the inside, the 04 of Greg Parmalee. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 41 of the Librarian, Pat Boyson. Starting on the pole, the 24 of Scott Tice. Lots of fast race cars here in heat race number 2. This is a pickup. Good luck here. I wouldn't want to, you may have better luck throwing a dart. I'm telling you, this could go any way. I mean, Scott gotta be the favorite here, but one mistake can open the door for any of those drivers behind. And my software, I won't throw anybody under the bus here, but it's crazy that I say Scott Tice has to be the favorite. He does have the lowest I rating in this room, but he is probably the most comfortable in this car. So it kind of shows you that I rating. I don't think it really means anything. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they can prove me wrong here. Find a way around that, man. Good luck. I wouldn't want to have to do it. As we get set to go play, pace truck pulls off, green flag waves. We are underway. 10 laps at the Weed Sports Speedway. Oh, there's contact there for third between Boyce and Offit. Offit's got to get off the hammer here. Let Boyce gather it up, and that allows the Mayor to go high, wide, and handsome. A little too wide, maybe a little too handsome for the 75. The Mayor's got to pull her back down. Pat Boyce rolling along in third here, trying to reel in those front two, but Greg Parmalee all but gone. He's got a little bit of a tow rope hooked onto that 24. He hasn't let the 24 get out of sight yet, but man, oh man, he's trying to do it. Here they come around Scott Tice, man. Leading the way, but Parmalee, you can see, he is inching closer. But then as soon as I say he's inching closer, slips up off the 2, and now, boy, oh boy, he gave up about half a second as soon as I opened my mouth, Greg. That is on me. That is what we call the commentator's jinx here, is we are halfway, 4 to play this time by running out of time. Single file all around the racetrack except the battle for the back here. The Mayor and Harold get together. Bixler got a little tight through 3 and 4, came back down, and the 19 was there. As we continue to race, no caution flags here in the heat. Scott Tice, arguably maybe the spot you want to be. You may want to be outside 1 and 2 to start this race if he gets a good jump. But he's going to have to work it. He's got 2 laps to go. Boyce rolling around here in P3. Not close enough to even think about a move here as we roll on board. You see the white flag wave, 1 lap to play. The 04 makes a mistake, though. Boyce may be able to capitalize as Tice rolls off a 4 for the final time. He's going to see the checkered flag wave. He's going to bring home heat race number 2, followed by Parmalee, Boyce, Offit, Lemanchik, Harold, and Bixler. We'll have a 5-minute warm-up here, so we'll skip through that. We think. Yeah, he's going to do that. Afraid to skip laps with the lap button. Makes me nervous in warm-ups. Perfect. Perfect. And we will get ready to take a look at your Monday Monsters of Dirt. There you go. You hear the little clip there? Oh, man. I try not to curse a bunch. We curse some as we get ready to take a look at tonight's starting feature lineup here at the Weed Sports Speedway. Rounding out the field, row 7 to the outside, the 75 of the Mayor, Steve Bixler to the inside, the 55 of Benjamin Gunther. Row 6 to the outside, the 19 of Russell Harold to the inside, the 68 of the Boss Man, Rob Cassidy. Row 5 to the outside, the 27 of Michael Lemanchik to the inside, the 54 of Chris Farmer. Row 4 to the outside, the 42 of Gary Offit to the inside, the 71 of the Rhino, Chris Reinhold. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 41 of the Librarian, Pat Boyce to the inside, the 1 of Joe Canellas. Row 2 to the outside, the 04 of Greg Parmalee to the inside, the 88 of Dave Brill. And row 1. For your Sstc Short Track Championship Series A main at the Weed Sports Speedway to the outside, the 24 of Scott Tyson starting on the pole, the 17 of the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, Keith Kincaid. We roll around here one more time. We get set to go play at the Weed Sports Speedway. 35 laps to get it done. Who will get it done? I mean, you're crazy to me if you're not putting your money on that front row as the green flag's high. She's ready to fly. We slow them down. We speed them up. Let's go play at the Weed Sports Speedway. And here we go. You get to hear the Indy 500 here with all the motors on the racetrack. It's amazing how all of a sudden after that update, iRacing just says, sounds are awesome. No, they aren't. Rob Cassidy on the inside. He gets back out on the racetrack. Keith Kincaid leading the way here. Greg Parmalee thought he was going to make a run there at third. The 88 of Dave Brill slips up off the bottom here. Now he's got to go to the outside because they're coming up on lap traffic. Brill on the outside, Parmalee there in the center, and oh boy, Cassidy doing a good job of staying low out of the way, but man, I thought that little bit of a hiccup, that was going to be a problem. Chris Farmer holding off the 42 there of Gary Offit. Gary, he has a little bit of a hiccup. Lemanchik now goes around on the outside. He gets in the outside wall pretty hard. The 27 has to lift off. Tough break there for him is Joe Canellas. Now he's another one. Has to get off the binders on the outside. Car's really starting to tighten up. Cassidy, he tightens up through the center as well. Tries to get up and out of the way. As meanwhile, up front you see Scott Tice. Not really near the Flamin' Hot Cheeto. There goes Keith Kincaid. Keith 1.5 seconds up the road. Chris Reinhold sawing on the wheel here, running around sixth. What can the Rhino do in that 71 GSR machine? He's stuck behind the the Librarian. Oh, caution flag waves. Let's see here. Was it for the boss man, Rob Cassidy? I see he got back to pit road, but it may have been. Yeah, that was right when the caution flag came out. So sometimes the cars going a little sideways up there can, get funky. Let's see. It wasn't 71. Nope. Yep. Nope. So it's because of the sudden, speed change there on the outside of the racetrack, and that's just the smart move for iRacing to throw that out. But like I say, we don't always get that, so you don't know when it's coming. Sometimes you got to hunt for the wreck, or sometimes it was well deserved there. They're the boss man just trying to get out of the way, and caution flag ends up flying here. Dave Brill currently holding on to that third and final podium spot here. Greg Parmalee is. Excuse me, I didn't see Greg down there on the bottom in that 04. There we go, everything adjusted. So Greg currently in that final podium spot there in the 04 machine. Too sure if the lights did go off there. Okay, so yep, we'll double up here, get ready to go back and play. Keith last time really slowed him down to start the race. You can see he's going to do it again. Why not? really slowing him down here. Now he's going to drop the hammer. We're going to be underway, and now it gets those cars off the bars here. They're really tight. You can see it causes mayhem for the guys behind, but great start there for the 17 of Keith Kincaid, and it looked like Rob Cassidy. Okay, so now we're going to have a couple cars just make the sound. If we do lose one more, you'll see the sounds will normal out. It's pretty amazing what iRacing has accomplished. I don't know how you would even do that. They took beautiful sounds and messed them up, and we continue to play. The 71 of the Rhino, man, him and the 88 of Brill get a little sideways. If he didn't lose grip on the bottom, may have been able to make that move here. The Rhino really quick right now, but just having trouble passing on this racetrack. Weed Sport really turns into kind of a one-lane deal unless you're going to, use those fenders, move the guy out of the way. Not easy to get passes done here, and we're kind of seeing that right now. Oh, as the caution flag flies. Let's see here. What happened here? Oh, so there you can see it. And as it doesn't like cars going off, it doesn't like them coming back on. And just inching back on, then you can see a pace car pulls off. So really, I mean, just two caution flags of more or less for safety here. I mean, none of them were really needed, so it's just kind of, that's the way it goes sometimes. Double up here. We'll go get ready to go back racing. Scott Tice, too. Not too sure what happened there. I would assume a clip with the inside wall, but I just saw that left front of the 24. Really beat up. So I imagine that thing not handling the best here as Keith drops the hammer. We're back underway, man. That 24. He is going to try to have himself a day. Tice gonna have to absolutely wheel that thing. Heavy damage on the left front. Keith skating on the outside here. 21 laps to go. The Flamin' Hot Cheeto leading the way here at the Weed Sports Speedway. Big shot in the wall from Greg Parmalee, and we are gonna get another caution here. Just sent it in too deep on the outside of 1 and 2. We saw that happen. And you go over here, man. If you get up above this cushion, you'll see it. I mean, he's in the wall there. Right side's up over. It goes over that bump. He is up there in no man's land. Nothing's going to grab him and slow him down. He just nails that wall. Here, other cars coming in. The mayor, Steve Bixler, he gets a big chunk of it. We are back under caution. Go ahead and use a little cheat here. Tice is interesting. I wouldn't want to either. But we are before halfway. I mean, I guess can't go back on what I've said. It really is hard to pass here, but he's got heavy damage. Kind of surprised, maybe we haven't seen him come in and use a quick repair here as the green flag waves. We're back underway. Not the restart Keith Kincaid wanted here. As Scott Tice right there, but we got a car in the outside wall. Pat Boyce. And that is going to bring out another caution flag. Should bring out another caution flag. Does bring out another caution flag. And the old cautions breed cautions. Live and true, man. Live and true. You can see here, he's just going to push up the hill a little bit. There, he tightens up. Gets into the side of the 71, and then I think just going to overcorrect here a little bit. You can see it, yeah, it angles back up. He's trying to steer it back down. He's just already coming back up. Nails the outside wall. Puts us back under caution. Get him back up to. The lights are still on. Lights are still on. So we were ahead. That's why. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Let's change up the camera. I mean, this is, yeah, it happened in the past, but this may be what we need. Maybe we'll go up here. Let's watch it from way out. Let's see if we can give these guys a little bit of luck here. Keep this thing rolling. Because we've got 19 laps to go here in New York. Front three roll away, but there is a battle here for fourth. Chris Farmer trying to work underneath in that 54 machine. Is Brill able to get that run off of 4. Now shut the door, sends it back in the bottom. This is where the Farmer's been good, though. You see, reels him back in, center off of 2. He's got that thing really straight and hooked up. But, man, he's just struggling there through 3 and 4. Can't get it in the moisture, runs it through the center. Now here comes that big run off of 2 again. Scott Tice as close as he's been here with Kincaid all evening. 16 laps to go. Can he think about making a big move here? Maybe get the Flamin' Hot Cheeto tap dancing a little bit. Pat Boyce trying to get one of those spots back. Does work around the 19 of Russell Harold. Boyce was just involved in that last caution. Got in the outside wall as you see Harold slipping up. Russell trying to get that throttle back underneath him. And I'm telling you, I can see it from here. A lot of guys want to go 0 to 100 real quick with that throttle. And you can do it. You got to roll back into that baby. Let it come to you. Let that grip kind of gather up. And now Dave Brill, he's trying to gather himself onto the podium. The Rhino slips up off of 2. Now the 88 slips up off of 4. But the Farmer, he can't find a way to get that tractor underneath. And the Rhino pulls back away here. He's got himself a little bit of breathing room. Leader approaches lap traffic with 11 laps to go. Scott Tice looking like the butcher's dog here. Can the 17 make a mistake? And can he pick up the scraps Not this time. The 55 let him on by. Oh, Cassidy goes around in front of your leaders, and that will be a caution flag. You can see it reset. No reason to go back there. Cassidy just locks it down. Didn't want to float up in front of the leaders, and sometimes when you get on the brakes in these things, it's going to rotate you around in a circle. That's exactly what happened here. And we are back under caution. Now Scott Tice, he's not going to have any lap car help. Here, this is, he's going to have to do this himself. We shouldn't catch lap traffic in 9 laps, I wouldn't think. We may, something may happen. But now Scott pretty much on his own here at the Weed Sports Speedway. Was lap car coming around. This could get interesting. Green flag waves. We will have lap traffic apparently. Let's go racing. The 19 of Russell Harold is a lap car. He was trying to get around in front of the leaders. Now he's going to get out to the outside, and that's going to mess up the 24 of Scott Tice, who kind of had to bail on that run. And now Dave Brill battling for third. Boy, oh boy, lap traffic playing a factor here late, and Dave Brill trying to take advantage of it, but the caution flag flies. Oh, the caution flag flies. I could not tell what happened, and the 88's going to have to give those spots back. You know how dirt works. You don't beat them to the line, you don't get to keep it. Let's see, was it the 54 here? It was indeed. Goes around, stops on the backstretch. That is going to be the caution, and that is not what Dave Brill wanted to see here. Was battling for second, now will probably fall back to fourth here when we restack this, and apparently they shortened it because that was only 1 lap. So lights are off. We're going to go back this time. And man, Dave Brill, oh, he is going to be fuming in that helmet. But the Rhino, he is going to be one happy camper. As we get ready to go back racing, single file restarts within 10 to go. We got 7 laps to play at the Weed Sports Speedway. Oh, Tice trying to work underneath here. Can he make the move? They're side by side. No slider yet. Oh, no! Yellow flag waves. Oh, boy. Chris Farmer around on the inside. Couldn't tell what happened. But, man, that is a tough break. Scott Tice, restart of a lifetime there. Gets himself in a battle for the lead. May have had it at the line as Chris Farmer. See what happened here. Just drove it in a little deep. The 19 gets a piece. 55 gets a piece. And that is the caution flag. Tough break there for Scott Tice now. These restarts, oh boy, they are... Man, there are going to be people wondering what could have been here. That's racing. That is the way it goes. Not always going to go your way. We saw Keith Kincaid in the asphalt portion. He had the exact opposite, man. Got affected by the lap car. Didn't get a caution to save him. We get ready to go back racing. 6 laps to go here in New York. Oh, I thought the mayor drives it in up top. He gets in the outside wall. We are back under caution. Couldn't tell what happened here. Over throttles it a little bit, comes back up the racetrack, loses the right front, slams it in the outside wall, and there we got a pile up turns 1 and 2, and now we'll have 5 laps to go when we do get the green flag. Got the mare out front. That will readjust here when we come across the line. 5 laps to go. As Keith Kincaid leads the way, Scott Tice P2. Can he make another move here? No, he has a hiccup on the bottom. Now the Rhino slides up across. We are battling for second. Tice slides back into 3, able to get P2 back. 4 laps to go. Does he have enough time to try to rope in that 17? Not if he's doing that. Clips the outside wall. 3 laps to play. This time by as Dave Brill trying to hold off Joe Canella's Joe in that final top 5 spot, trying to move up 1 more. Keith Kincaid sees 2 sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here at the Weed Sports Speedway. Just needs this thing to stay green. Rolls through 3 and 4. White flag waves. 1 lap to play as the Flamin' Hot Cheeto continues to lead the way. Barrels off the top of 2 for the final time. Into 3. The 17 ropes the outside. Leaves the bottom open, but he takes the checkered flag here at Weed Sport, followed by Tice, Reinold, Brill, and Canella's your top 5. As the Flamin' Hot Cheeto gets it done here at the Weed Sports Speedway. Let's go. So let's cheat here again. Go here. This looks like the longest span. And we will slow her down. And we do have the Rhino here this time. That we do indeed have. So let's go ahead. Try to pull up the 71 machine. Chris, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, Shaggy.
Well, man, it just seemed like obviously there at the end, couldn't keep it green long enough to make a move. But, man, you had a chance. Tice missed the bottom there in 1 and 2, and you were P2 for a little bit. Is there anything you could have done different to maybe try to lock that down? I mean, it was a tough move to make there at the end.
Yeah, that was a Hail Mary. I drove it in too hard there and ended up getting a really big push in the bottom there. It was one of those things I needed him to make a mistake too, so that I could have slid up in front of him, but it is what it is.
No, and Chris, that's something I kind of tried to mention. Obviously, man, you know me, dude. I love my dirt. I know you do too, but this track, more so than other ones, it can kind of be one-dimensional. And you mentioned, you needed that guy to make the mistake. I mean, that's an easy cop-out, but I would say here, more so than pretty much anywhere we go, you truly do need that guy to make a mistake, right? I mean, unless you're willing to move him out of the way and kind of knock him off the racing line.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I mean, really, I didn't really even make that many competitive passes. They were all guys hitting the wall or clipping the Jersey barrier on the inside that I made my passes. So basically, you just get your spots by attrition until you get to the front. And after that, once I got by everybody, I didn't have anything for Scott or Keith.
Well, yeah, but that's a different type of racing you have to go through, man. It takes that mental focus to be able to kind of see when those guys are making the mistakes and to keep that thing as clean as you did, with all the nonsense in front of you. Chris, that is a hell of a job. hell of a podium, man. Way to bring this one home in P3. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, you know what? All the guys at Sstc, after racing last night, I'll take racing with these guys every day of the week. No, hands down.
Yeah, well, we don't have to hate on it too hard, but I heard about it. Yeah, man, I love iRacing, but we all have egos, Chris. And then we throw some money in there. Oh man, it can get nasty. This is where the fun is, and you guys put on a great show here once again. Congratulations on the good run. Hopefully, I'm talking to you next week, brother.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Shaggy.
The Rhino brings home P3, and now we got the man who, well, I figured I'd talk to you again. I didn't know if it was going to be for the lead there because, Keith, you scared me, man. Almost got caught there on the one restart, but a caution flag flew at the perfect time for you this time. I mean, well deserved after, you didn't get the caution in the asphalt. But talk to us about it, man.
Yeah, thank you, Shaggy. Yeah, that one start on the bottom, I basically spun the tires, and once you do that, you lose all momentum. And I was kind of a sitting duck in the next corner, and Scott got that inside line. So yeah, caution can it can cost you, but it can sure save you. And luckily, we came out on the positive side this time.
Yeah, and I talked to Chris about it. No, I tried to touch on it a little bit on the broadcast, but while you're running here, man, not that you're not racing other cars around you, well, especially you aren't when you're up front, but how much is it just, it seems like at this racetrack, I mean, you're always racing the track, it's a dumb, cheat way to say it, but here more so than any other place, man, it seems like you really are. You are racing the track. You're just trying to hit your mark every time. I mean, this place, one of the more difficult tracks we'll go to this season.
Oh, I agree 100%. And the further detail that you're more racing turns 1 and 2 than anything. 1 and 2 here is just such a tricky corner. If you overcook it, you're in the wall. There's no doubt about it. So it's kind of a fine line of letting that car slide up and catch that cushion right up against the wall and being able to rail it coming off the corner.
Now, obviously, we had more cars here tonight, so the track wearing a little bit more than normal. Do you think were you anywhere close to being able to flirt with the bottom in 1 and 2, or did you still, needed to go up and grab that cushion, or were we getting close to 2 lanes over there in 1 and 2?
No, I experimented a little bit with the bottom there in 1 and 2, and I still think the top side is the fastest in our feature with the way the track condition was.
Yeah, it seemed like just starting to age there. I saw some guys in the back. Obviously, you need to make the pass. You got to go to the bottom. But, man, Keith, you look so smooth rolling it around the outside. It well deserved to put this flaming hot Cheeto machine back in victory lane. Heck of a run, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
I appreciate it, Shaggy. Yeah, just the Sstc group, all the drivers. We're at the halfway point now for the season. Turnout's been really good this year. Been some great racing, and looking forward to continuing to run the group and hopefully grow it in the future.
Well, hey, can't wait, Keith. Hopefully, I should be, because I talked to my wife. I told you guys I probably wasn't going to do Wednesday live. I think I am now. I don't think we're going away. So I'll let you guys know, but I'm probably doing Wednesday live. But hell of a run, and if not, man, we'll talk to you as soon as we can.
Sounds great. Thank you, Shaggy.
Keith Kincaid bringing home the win. And, yeah, we were going to go away for, well, my brother-in-law, his birthday is the day before, so we normally go do something for his birthday with all the family being around, but, man, he decided to have some car trouble, so we may be saving a little bit of money this week. Who knows? But we'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. Plan on being here Wednesday at the normal time, 8:30 Eastern time. I'm Zach Chapman with ShaggyTV, saying so long and thank you for tuning in to the Sstc Short Track Championship Series. Once again, back live Wednesday, 8:30. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.